In this video I'm going to show you how you can use the Neo Anim. So the Neo Anim is made to save your time, so you don't have to make keyframes every time, and you can easily change the length of the animation and the delay of the animation. So you can find the Neo Anim in the left hand side here in the new core pack. So I'll just grab the Neo Anim here and add it to the icon I have. So the first thing we see when we have the Neo Anim is we have this up here. And this is basically just a normal transform, so you can change the center, you can change the pivot, you can change the size of the icon or whatever you use, and you can change the angle of it. So what we have under that is the Neo Anim engine. And the Neo Anim engine is just where we change all the animation stuff. So here we can change if we want the in animation, if we want the out animation, or if we want both. And then we can choose the in length and the in offset, and we can also choose the out length and out offset. So to explain it quickly, the in length is just how long the animation is on the in animation. So I'll just add a size animation. So you can see when I make it now, it's pretty medium paced. It's not too fast, not too slow. It's pretty optimal. But if I drag this all the way up, it will become a lot slower, the animation. And if I drag it down, the animation will be really fast. The inner offset is just how many frames we want to delay it by. So the inner offset just it's another way of saying delay. All of this is based on frames. So what we say here is it's 50 frames to animate on. And if we do 20 here for the inner offset, the animation will start on frame 20. So if we go to frame 20, we can see it begins animating on here. We have the out length as well, so we can see we have enabled the out animation. So if we drag up the out offset, if we do 20 for example again, the animation will be fully out 20 frames before the end of the clip, if that makes sense. Under that we can see we have the curves. So the curves is just where we can change the animation curve. So if you have worked in the spline editor in Fusion, it's pretty much just that. So expo is just it goes really fast in the beginning and then it slows down over time. You can also change the easing to a custom curve, so you can choose the curve completely yourself, completely manually. We can for example drag it over like this and this one over as well, and then we get a really quick and pace in the beginning and then slows down over time, as you can see. So this is how the Neo Anim works. Under that we can see we have the different controls, so we can do a size animation as we just did. We can also do a position animation, so this is just a slide up animation. Usually I make the in length a little bit longer on that, and I'll just go back to easing, and then this looks pretty good. And we can just drag up the start offset quite a bit to drag it out of the screen. The target position is just where we want it to be on the screen, so that's pretty much just the same as what we can change up here. The angle of it is just the angle where the animation comes in from. So 90 is from down here, 0 is over here, 90 is up here, sorry, minus 90 is down here, and 90 is up here, and 180 is over here. So let's try and do 180 for example. Then it slides from the left to the right, like that. So then we can just drag up the offset a bit more to 1.1, and we should get a nice animation. What we can see under is we have the angle controls. So here we can just do a spin animation, so we get this pretty cool spin, and I like to pair that with a size animation, so we get this spin up like that. Then we have the blend controls, which is just a fade in animation, pretty simple. And then we have the blur controls as well, so we get this nice blur pop in. Yeah, you can pair that with a blend position, and then we'll just do minus 90 here and do a really low offset. So if we do something like this, we get this nice slide up and fade with some blur, and we can add some motion blur into it as well if you want that. So this was pretty much how you can use it on the edit page. Let's say we get this nice slide up and fade with the blur, but we want another animation for the out. We can just de-enable the out animation on this one, and then we can just stack the animations. So we can just grab another Neo Anim and then just check off in, and then we can for example do a size out animation. You can see we get the size out like this, and we get the slide up and fade with the blur. So let's say you want it to move from this place here to over here. I'll just go ahead and show you how you can do that in Fusion. So I've already done it here, but I'll just delete these two. So what we have, let's just take a look here. I just made a size up animation to begin with, but then if we want to, we can make it slide over here. So we can just grab another Neo Anim, then we can just check off out, then do position. So as you can see now it slides up like that. What I'll do is just do start offset quite a lot down, so just, and then I'll just add some delay. So I'll delay it with 50 frames because this one is on at frame 50. So as you can see now, it pops up, slides up like that. But what we want is it for it to hop in the middle here and then slide over. So what we are going to do is just click invert, which means it pops up in the middle and then slides down. So what we can do now is just change the angle to 180, like that, 0, and then just drag up the start offset, and then you can see it pops up and slides over. As you can see, it doesn't look that smooth because this is a slide animation from this point to this point, which is called an intermediate curve. So for that, we don't want this really fast paced curve in the beginning that slows down over time. We want it to start slow, gain speed, and then slow down once again. So either we can do it with these here, or we can just go do a custom curve. So we can just do something like this, drag this one down and drag this one over like this. So let's just take a look at it. This looks quite clean. We can actually drag the length down quite a bit like that, and then we can just add some motion blur to finish it up. Yeah, this is really clean. This is how you use the Neo Anim, and you can use it for whatever you want. I use it from everywhere to the fusion page to the edit page. It just makes the animation part of the editing process a lot faster. The only problem can be if you do big fusion compositions, it can be a little bit render heavy on the PC compared to a normal transform node with keyframes. But otherwise, it's really good. So if you're just watching this video to see what the Neo Anim is and you haven't got it already, consider checking out the core pack. And if you already bought the core pack and watching this just to learn how to use it, thank you so much for buying the pack. And I really hope you're going to enjoy these plugins. Thanks for watching and have a great day out there.